Leadership, at its core, is influence. Everyone influences someone, so in that sense, everybody is a leader. You might lead in a formal way when you're responsible, say, for a company, organization, a team, a small group, a church, a ministry. Or you may lead informally through the influence that you have on your family, your friends, and those that you may be discipling, or should be at least. Influence doesn't have to be tied to a title. It's part of all relationships. For a deeper look into leadership, Developing the Leader Within You 2.0 by John C. Maxwell is a great read. You should consider adding it to your library. Regardless of whether our leadership role is formal or informal, we all carry the power of influence. Scripture even expects us to use this influence. Jesus commanded, "Go therefore and" what? Make. This isn't a suggestion, but a mission that we're called to fulfill. Leadership and influence are implied by this command. Making disciples means that we're in mentoring relationships, helping others grow in their journey with Christ. And if we're not influencing anyone, it's worth reflecting on that because it goes against what Jesus taught us. But think about it. Likely you already influence quite a few people. Christian leadership is about servant leadership, and Jesus is our ultimate example. Let's reflect on Scripture to understand how we can influence others. Mark 10:42-45, Jesus said, "You know that those who are regarded as rulers of the Gentiles lord it over them, but not so with you. Instead, whoever wants to become great among you must be your servant." Philippians 2:3, don't be selfish. Don't try to impress others. Be humble. Think of others as better than yourselves. Luke 6:31, do to others as you would have them do to you. You are a leader. But what is your leadership style? This week you'll take our proprietary leadership styles assessment, which will help you in two ways. First, to understand which leadership styles you're most comfortable and least comfortable with. And two, to recognize that people you lead may respond better to styles that you may not be comfortable with. Leadership isn't about us, it's about serving others and helping them grow. Servant leadership requires us to be flexible in our approach, adopting the style that best supports the people we lead. When we're working with people, it's helpful to consider 4 levels of competency, and this model helps us to understand where someone might be on their journey. Stage 1 is unconscious incompetent. This person is unaware of their lack of skills. Growth begins when they realize they don't know as much as they thought they knew. They need a kind of awakening before they can start making progress. There's not much you can do as a coach here. They must first recognize the need. Stage 2 is conscious incompetent. Here, someone sees their lack of skills and they admit it, confess it. This is a key stage for growth, but it still requires effort and guidance to move forward. How will you, as a coach, motivate them? Stage 3 is the conscious competent. This person has made progress and is competent or growing competence in their skills, though it may still require effort. They're becoming who God created them to be. This is a great stage, but there's always more growth ahead. Stage 4 is the unconscious competent. At this stage, a person performs their tasks with ease and excellence comes naturally. We often admire these people. They make things look easy. Think about yourself and those you work with. Where are you in this process and where are they? How can you help them make progress toward competence? Yourself too. The leadership assessment you'll take this week is based on 8 leadership styles that we've developed from extensive research and experience. These styles are called commanding, visionary, cooperative, democratic, pace-setting, coaching, laissez-faire, and distributed. Each style has its own strengths and weaknesses. Each one can be used either positively or negatively. It depends on the situation. After completing the assessment, you should spend time studying your results to understand each style and when to use it. The goal isn't to help you stay within the style you prefer, but rather it's about understanding how to use different styles, even those less comfortable for you, if that's what's best for the person or the team that you're leading. This approach is often referred to as situational leadership, as explained by Ken Blanchard in his highly recommended book, Leadership and the 1-Minute Manager. You should probably buy that too. Situational leadership outlines 4 types of directive behaviors from S1 to S4 that you can adapt to the appropriate leadership style that's based on the competency and the commitment levels of those you lead. The S1 leader makes the decisions with high direction and low supportive behavior. The S2 leader discusses decisions while still making those decisions with a high directive but high supportive behavior. The S3 leader will support others in decision-making with low directive and high supportive behavior, and the S4 leader will allow individuals to make their own decisions with low directive and low supportive behavior, kind of delegating it to them to do. Similarly, team members fall into 4 competency categories from D1 to D4, which can guide your leadership style. D1 is low competence, but high commitment. They're eager, but they need support. An S1 or an S2 leader might be ideal, perhaps the leadership style of a commander or a pace setter. D2 is low competence and low commitment. They need motivation and close guidance, best supported by an S1 leader. Perhaps the leadership styles of a coach, a visionary, or a commander would work here. In D3, that's moderate to high competence and a variable commitment. They require a mix of support and autonomy, so an S2 or 3 leader could be helpful. Perhaps visionary, cooperative, coach, or distributive leadership style would work. And finally, D4, high competence and high commitment. These individuals can be empowered with autonomy, supported by the leadership styles of visionary, distributive, democratic, or laissez-faire approach. Take this seriously. Applying these styles in your coaching, your mentoring, your team building, and your leadership. Don't forget the person you most need to coach and lead is yourself. So lead by example. Discover how to serve others effectively through leadership, the kind that influences in a Christ-like manner. So take your assessment, upload it in your assignment section, and spend some quality time studying it and reading it. Leadership styles will be the focus of your weekly self-reflection and your journal. And let me encourage you here. Go deep, my friend.